Your next stop is North America 1776. A key American document should have been signed by now, but it's nowhere in sight. You'll be handling a political hot potato, Inspector. I'm sending Polly Tix along to give you good advice. She knows all the political angles and the lines and curves, too. Good luck, and give Ben Franklin my best.
We've arrived in the American colonies on the 4th of July, 1776, and that founding father is none other than Thomas Jefferson.
The misfortune! The Second Continental Congress is assembled and waiting for me, but my final draft of the Declaration has been stolen.
No need to get all wigged out, Mr. Jefferson. We'll help you make your declaration.
Greetings. Forgive my distraction. The Declaration draft I was composing has been purloined, and the Congress is waiting on me. I am Thomas Jefferson, a representative of the colony of Virginia. I've been working on an important document for the American colonies called a Declaration of Independence. Actually, the idea for a declaration was inspired by a 5-man committee, of which I am just a part, but they asked me to do the actual writing. I have a bit of a knack for writing, so Adams and Franklin asked me to write out the Declaration. I've been working on it for 2 solid weeks. The American colonies live under the rule of King George of England, but his unjust rule has overtaxed our patience. We have decided to declare our independence. The king overtaxes the colonies and gives us no say in the matter. This is called taxation without representation, and it is most unjust. Delegates from all 13 American colonies have formed a Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia. They are waiting to sign the final declaration, but I haven't finished writing it yet. A thief stole my first draft of the Declaration of Independence, and I don't have enough parchment for a rewrite. Parchment is the key. If you can find me just a modest scrap, I'll be able to jot my thoughts down again and take them to the Continental Congress. If only I knew! The British taxes and naval blockade have caused a serious shortage in items like glass, lead, and paper. You'll have to keep a sharp eye out for parchment. Ah, those are the plans for Monticello, my dream home. I dabble in architecture, you know. In England, men wear powdered wigs in Parliament, and in the colonies, we wear them in Congress. They can make debating a truly hair-raising experience.
Thomas Jefferson was known to fiddle around with a violin. In fact, he was quite good.
I love to read. My favorite recent pamphlet is Common Sense by Thomas Paine. It makes quite an argument for colonial independence.
What's bending your brain? Thomas Jefferson is parched for parchment. We need to scrounge some up for him. The dumbwaiter delivers food from the downstairs kitchen right into Jefferson's den. Now that's swell service.
This is where I get most of my work done, when I'm not drafting declarations. I love to read. My favorite recent pamphlet is Common Sense by Thomas Paine. It makes quite an argument for colonial independence. Farewell. Please return if you find any parchment.
Oh, we thought you might be Jefferson. Where is that man? We need his declaration draft soon, or the colonies may never gain independence. Hello, fellow patriots. The Continental Congress is getting anxious. Jefferson has not yet arrived with the Declaration. Benjamin Franklin's my name. Inventor, statesman, and clever writer. Ever heard of Poor Richard's Almanac? That's my publication, full of clever proverbs. A proverb is a witty little piece of homey advice. Here's one of my favorites. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Not bad, huh? Well, here's something off the top of my head. The delegate who completes our Declaration Sublime will save the American colonies in the nick of time. The delegates here are waiting for Jefferson to arrive with his draft. Then they need to make the hard decision to sign the Declaration. Not everyone is convinced that separating from England is the best thing to do. John Adams has worked to convince everyone that independence is our best option. But independence does not come without risks. If we lose our war for independence, everyone who put their signature on the Declaration of Independence will lose their heads. We're really sticking our necks out for this. John Adams has been a great help. He's convinced many delegates to sign the Declaration. Some delegates are British loyalists who don't want independence. But we'll convince them it's time we colonists stood up for our rights. Some delegates are British loyalists who don't want independence. But we'll convince them it's time we colonists stood up for our rights.
The flag symbolized the colonists' need for independence and self-rule. It could really inspire when confidence was flagging.
Oh, that outline will be useful once Jefferson arrives with his final draft of the Declaration. Now, where is that man? He's late.
G'day. Blimey, but all this garden has made tea time a distant memory. I can't remember the last time we had a cup. Truth to tell, I'm a proud servant of my king, but I do feel for the colonists. They've been paying very steep taxes these days. Well, it's my job, you know. Besides, many British think these American colonists are just brewing up trouble about their tea taxes. Well, the colonial Minutemen are scrappier fighters than we expected. My soldiers are better disciplined, of course, but those colonists really want their independence. Why, this is a lead statue of His Honoured Majesty King George III. My Marines and I have been assigned to protect his kingship from rebel scavengers. You can look, but you can't touch. My job is to protect this statue. I can't have you making off with anything. Oh, for a cup of tea. When His Majesty taxed the tea, the colonists boycotted the stuff. They've declared coffee their new national drink. Tea is just impossible to find these days. The colonists have stopped drinking tea to protest the tea tax devised by King George. It all started with that Boston Tea Party in 1773. Some tricksters boarded 3 of our merchant ships, dressed as Indians, and tossed every crate of tea into Boston Harbor. Outrageous! Well, New York's a quaint little town, but many of the shops have closed owing to the blockade and shortages. It's all quite taxing. Hey, keep back. We're protecting this lead statue of King George from angry colonists.
On July 9th, 1776, in just a few days, colonial troops will knock over the statue and melt it into musket balls for the war. King George obviously wasn't too popular.
Hark there, don't rile my red-coated troops. If you need anything, I'm the bloke in charge. Hello again. I was just dreaming of a nice spot of tea. On your way then, and keep an eye out for tea.
Hey there. I'm just taking a minute to write a letter to Mother. I'm a Minuteman. I'm supposed to fight British Redcoats, and I'd be off like a shot. But like many Minutemen, I have no ammunition to shoot. Those blasted Redcoats took most of our ammunition. Musket balls are made of lead, and lead is heavily taxed by the British, so there isn't much around. Oh yes, we depend on England for most of our supplies, and we'd be in a bad way without their imported goods. I'm writing a letter to my dear mother on this piece of parchment. I'd rather be off fighting, but without musket balls, a letter is my only pastime. Well, if I'm not fighting, I'm sitting here writing. But you know, if you scavenged up some lead musket balls for me, I'd drop this old letter in a second. Good luck. The lead needed for ammunition is near impossible to find these days. We soldiers scavenge it from pipes, monuments, plates, you name it. That British warship is blockading our harbor. Those Brits are preventing friendly countries like France from sending us fresh supplies. Well, first there was the Boston Tea Party, and now a full Revolutionary War is brewing. We colonists will win or die trying. We're outnumbered, but we fight cleverly, Indian style. We don't stand in silly straight lines like those Brits. I just turned 15. You could say I'm just a rebellious youth. Well, not really. But because the colonial army is so outnumbered, any man or boy old enough to aim a musket can join. My musket fires balls of lead, but lead is so scarce that we have orders not to shoot the Redcoats till we see the whites of their eyes.
In one New Hampshire battle, the Minutemen only had about 15 lead musket balls each. They had to make every shot count. That's jetsam, junk thrown
Don't
over the
forget
side
to
of the
like
ship in
and
distress.
subscribe,
Looks like
and
the
follow
Minutemen
Dan
have been
on
fishing some
social
up.
media. You can
Look
find
at
all
that
the links
flotsam
in the
and
description
jetsam.
below.
Must be stuff still floating around since the Boston Tea Party a while back.
Many of the shops are idle from lack of supplies. The furnace of the smithy back there hasn't melted any metal in quite a while.
Hey, we caught a boxfish. Actually, it looks like an old tea crate from the Tea Party. Cool.
That is a British ship of the line. It's loaded with cannon to blast any trade ships that try to sneak through the blockade. British ships like that one have been blockading the harbor so other countries can't send supplies to us colonists. They're hoping we'll quit demanding independence. No chance.
Wow! The Boston Tea Party was one of the first acts of the colonial rebellion. Colonists disguised as Indians snuck aboard British trade ships and dumped all the tea overboard, right into Boston Harbor. No luck. I think Boston Harbor is all fished out. Back to Manhattan, New York.
Great kings of England! It's honest to goodness tea! If a bit waterlogged. Come on, lads, it's tea time!
Splendacious! It's a piece of the Carmen note. Boy, it's practically deserted around here. That British naval blockade is really bad for business. On July 9, 1776, in just a few days, colonial troops will knock over the statue and melt it into musket balls for the war. King George obviously wasn't too popular. Superific idea! Making ammo out of the lead statue. You're a high-caliber crime fighter.
Yow! Thanks for the musket balls. Now I have my shot at joining the Continental Army. Long live the American colonies!
Manhattan, New York.
Parchment! You deserve volumes of praise. Now I can rewrite crucial parts of the Declaration of Independence. I've written out all the important points, but these paragraphs still need arranging. I'll hurry them over to the Pennsylvania courthouse, where the document can be completed. See you in the city of brotherly love.
Silverific! You found part of the Carmen note. The suspect's schemes are going to pieces. Splendation! Let's catch up with Jefferson in Philadelphia.
How good to see you again. You're just in time. Ben Franklin is just now posting my paragraphs up for review and arrangement.
Greetings! Many thanks for helping Tom obtain the parchment. But now we must get the declaration in proper order.
How good to see you here in Philadelphia. Have you come to help assemble the Declaration? These are the delegates who will sign the Declaration, once we get our points arranged and the document fully written out. These delegates are businessmen and leaders representing all 13 colonies. This is no ragtag group of revolutionaries. The Founding Fathers are educated men. An excellent question. Some delegates are still loyal to Britain and want us to resolve our differences with King George. Personally, I think he's a royal pain. We're getting ready to sign the Declaration of Independence, but first we must put it in a convincing order. Of course. Simply match my paragraphs on the left with Ben Franklin's outline on the right. When they all match, I'll write out the Declaration.
Well, my outline presents our ideas in an organized fashion. It should help us arrange Jefferson's paragraphs into a sensational declaration.
Yes, indeed. So just match up my paragraphs on the left with Franklin's outline on the right. Good luck.
What a quandary. Many paragraphs are still jumbled. Not bad, but a few paragraphs are mixed up. Well done! Jefferson's paragraphs match our outline perfectly. We have a most convincing declaration on our hands. Well done! You've helped organize this document into a memorable Declaration of Independence. Now, let's get those delegates signing before they lose their nerve, hmm?
Superific! You reconstructed the Declaration of Independence. Now let's track down our thief. Yeah! That's the final fragment of Carmen's note. Fantabulous! I'll activate the time cuffs. Hey, that's using your noodle. The dummy was waiting in the dumbwaiter. Fantabulous! It's a major accomplishment to catch General Mayhem. Come on, General. You can think about independence. Independence.
You can court-martial me, but you'll never put Carmen Sandiego on trial.
Well done! You re-jailed General Mayhem, bartered your way from Virginia to Philly, and redrafted the Declaration of Independence. I salute you! Thanks to you, the 13 colonies are on their way to United Stateshood. But don't get too comfy. There's another crime dead ahead in time. Can I put you in charge of the case?
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow Dan on social media. You can find all the links in the description below.